Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, New York. And we will continue for where we stopped yesterday. And we talk about the different type of mitzvot and only the idea that through the Torah, through the mitzvot, we are actually capable to change ourselves. Meaning that when a person is trying to change themselves and they try to do it with force or kind of education or intellectual conversation, unfortunately it's not going to work. It's only going to work when you are doing Torah and mitzvot, and through that you can change. So what's the purpose of changing at all, of working on yourself? Well, that's a good thing, for a start, but the foundation of your soul has to be changed through the creation of your soul, which is the Torah. We are in סעיף י"ד in מאמר מתן תורה. והננו רואים בשתי עינינו, שכלפי העוסק בתורה ומצוות לשמה, a person who study Torah and do it in the right way. What is that right way? Meaning it's not looking for getting benefit. הנה אפילו מצד המעשיות שבתורה, אינו מרגיש שום הפרש בבית חלקי התורה. Even when you do an action of Torah, an action of spirituality, he wouldn't feel separation between the two. What is the two that Rav Ashlag is talking about? Between worship the Creator, God, and doing mitzvot toward the Creator, or doing mitzvot toward human being. So whatever it is, human or God, for him it's the same. כי בטרם שמשתלם בדבר, before he's completing everything, הכרח הוא שכל פעולה לזולתו אין להשם יתברך, אין לבני אדם, מורש אצלו, בורקנית, בלי מושג. Before the person start working on themselves spiritually, whatever you do for people, whatever you do toward God, whatever you do for spirituality in general, will not feel fulfilling, will feel empty. Why? Why does it feel empty? Because what is a spiritual person? A person who think giving. What is a non-spiritual person? A person who think receiving. So in the end of the day, if we can summarize the whole idea of spirituality, it's giving. If you're into giving, you're spiritual. If you're into receiving, you're not spiritual. Now, can that be that when you give, you think to receive? Yes. If you think to receive while you give, then your giving is not real. Your giving is a tool to receive what you want. Like we explained yesterday, somebody who pay rent. So yes, he give money, but the purpose of giving the money is for getting the rental home or apartment or whatever it is you rent for themselves. When a person works on themselves really hard spiritually, then the person starts climbing into טבע שני, into second nature, ואז זוכה תכף למטרה הסופית, שיהיה דבקות בו יתברך. Then you reach the goal of life. What is the goal of life? Everybody asking the goal of life. Usually people who ask, what's the goal of life, don't want to know the answer. People who ask you, what's the goal, what's the purpose of life? You tell them the purpose of life is dvekut, is to be connecting, cleaving, glue toward the Creator. That's the purpose of life, nothing else. When you tell it to people, they say, what about diet? What about surfing? What about walking? What about hiking? What about this? What about this? None of those things is the goal. Those are different tools. They either prevent you or either support you, so you will be able to connect to what? To the Creator, דבקות. כיוון שכן הוא, הנה הסברה נותנת אשר אותו החלק התורה נוהג בין אדם לחברו, הוא יותר מסוגל בשביל אדם להביאו למטרה הנרצית. So for me, we learn, if the purpose is to connect to the Creator, to have דבקות with the Creator, what will be the best way to connect to the Creator? בין אדם לחברו. Between you and another human being. הוא יותר מסוגל, there is more מסוגלות, there is more force in that, להביאו למטרה הנרצית, to get him to the purpose, משום שהעבודה במצוות שבין אדם למקום היא קבועה מסוימת ואין לה טובים. Because what you do between you and God, אין לה טובים. There is nobody going to tell you, you did good, you did better, you did this. There is no human who can actually judge you that this is good or this is bad. You cannot make the tefillin more tefillin. You cannot make the matzah more matzah. You cannot make the Shabbat last for 3 days. Shabbat, tefillin, kosher. There is rules between you and God. But between you and human, there is always evolution. You always can do better. And that's the amazing thing. היא כבר מסוימת ואין לה טובים. והאדם מתרגל בה בנקל, וכל שעושה בחמת רגל, לפעמים לא מסוגל להביא אותו אל כנודה. And everything we do between us and God is ergel. Ergel is meaning it's repetition. It's repetition, repetition, repetition. And then you're not growing, say Rav Ashlag. It's very difficult to grow when you're doing the same thing over and over. משאין כן, המצוות שבין אדם לחברו. But the mitzvot between you and another human being הוא בלתי קבוע. It's not stable. It's not solid. It's not stationary. Okay? הוא בלתי מסוים בטובים, מסוים אותו בכל אשר יפנה, ועל כן סגולתם יותר בטוחה מטרתם יותר קרובה. And you're always going to have complaint, how you park the car, how you talk to that person, how you knock on the door, how you ring the bell, how you deliver the food, how you deliver mishloach manot, how did you pray, which seat of the synagogue did you take from someone, did you take the lunch of somebody else on Shabbat, all type of thing that can happen. How nice can you be, how much charity you can give, how nice can you be to the neighbors, what kind of gift you're going to send to your friend without they know it's you. So, for me, we learn that in the mitzvot ben adam lachavero, there is always evolution in your closeness to God. Is that amazing? Is that amazing? Like we would believe, like the relationship between you and God, this kind of thing. You pray all day long, you get special praying, tefillin and everything, and you believe now you and God become the closest. Here, Rav Ashlag is revealed to us a big secret. The definition of how you do it with God is how far you're ready to go and be nice to human being. Wow. And we continue. אתה נבין, בפשיטות דברי הלל הנשיא. Now we understand Hillel, the president of the Jewish period. When he spoke to the person who want to get converted, גיורא, אשר עיקר קודם שבאו ואהבת לך כמוהו, ויתר תרי"ג מצוות פירוש דרך שלה. What did he say to the person who want to get converted to Judaism, which most people don't want to get converted to Judaism? It's the one religion that kind of, there's no additional people in Judaism because it's tough religion. 613 mitzvot, come on. And that's not enough. Even if you do it, you have to do it with the right meditation, it's never stopped. But when a non-Jewish person comes to Hillel, Azaken, and they tell him, I want to become a Jew, what did they tell him? Tell him, listen, there is one mitzvah. One mitzvah. Love the neighbor as thyself. It's the one mitzvah. And the other 612, because usually there is 613 mitzvot. One is love the neighbor as thyself, and 612 that were supported. ואפילו המצוות שבן אדם למקום הם גם כן בכלל הכשר המצווה הזאת, להיות המטרה הסופית, יוצאת מכלל התורה והמצוות. So the purpose of everything in the end, which is shocking for me, for you, I'm sure, is love the neighbor as thyself. כמו שלא נתנו תורה ומצוות אלא לצרף בהם את ישראל. They give us the mitzvot just to purify us. How do you purify yourself? שיזדככות הגוף עד שכונן טבע שנים מוקדם באהבת זולתו. How do you know that you get better? You want to know if you're getting better? How many people can you love today that you didn't love yesterday? That's the way you know you're growing spiritually. If you love, let's say, the last 20 years, 20 people in your life, and right now you love 55 people, you're doing better. דהיינו מצווה אחת שאהבת לך כמוהו שהיא המטרה הסופית בתורה. That's the final destination of our Torah. Love the neighbor as thyself, אשר אחריה זוכה תכף לדבקות יתברך. And right away, if you're capable to love people in the way that you love yourself, Hashem giving you a gift. What is the gift? To have cleaving, to have connecting, to have glue toward the Creator Himself. ואין להקשות. We may erase pressure. להגדיר זה בכתוב, ואהבת את השם אלוקיך. But it's saying the mitzvah, in the Shema, love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your money and domain. כי זה מטעם המבואר לאל, שבאמת כלפי האדם הנמצאות בטבע, הבריאה, אין אפשר כלל בין אהבת השם יתברך לאהבת חברו. What said to us Rav Ashlag? It's a huge revelation. I hope you listen to it. The idea that you are commanded on love God is the way for you to test yourself if you're loving God. If you're not yet loving God in the full condition, it's because you're not practicing on loving people. Wow, this is unbelievable. משום שכל שמזולתו הוא אצלו בגדר בלתי מצויתי. Because whatever it is, distance from him or outside of him, it's not yet real. ומתוך שאותו הגר ביקש בהלל הנשיא שיסביר לו כללות הנאמסה מהתורה, כדי שתהיה מטרתו קרובה, לבוא ולא ירבה דרך הליכה, כי אמרו למדני כל התורה כולה על רגל אחת. So, that person who want to convert to Judaism came to Hillel. He said to him, okay, give me the shortcut. Like, what's the bottom line of all your Torah? And I thought the bottom line for all of our Torah, say Ravash, like we say Hillel HaZaken, is love neighbors themselves. That's it. באהבת חברו, משום שמטרתה יותר קרובה ומהירה להתגלות, משום ששמורה מטעויות, משום שיש לה טובים. What is the reason, said Rav Ashlag? Rav Ashlag said, the reason that love the neighbor as thyself is the real purpose of humanity is because יש לה טובים. You know what mean טובים? There is complainer. When you are not into God, you are with God, nobody going to tell you you're good or bad. When the person dies, maybe in heaven, they will tell you you did this mistake, that mistake. No. Here, it's written different. When you are practicing loving people, they will tell you how you're doing. They will tell you if you're not doing well. They will tell you if you fail. And you will tell them. And through the loving, unconditional love toward them, then things are growing more and more and more. Baruch Hashem. ובאמור, מצאנו הפתח להבין מה שאמרנו לעיל. בעיקר תוכנה של המצווה ואהבת לרעך כמוך. איך מחייבת אותנו התורה בדבר שהוא הימנעות לקיימה, השם? Remember in the beginning we asked why the Torah is commanding us to love God, which is impossible to do it. Because we've been forced to love God. How can I force to love God? I mean, none of us have breakfast with God. We bless Birkat Hamazon, we do the brachot, but we don't. How do we go about it? אכן השכל שהמתם זה לא ניתן לתורה לאבותינו. That's why the Torah was not given to Avraham, Yitzchak ויעקב. The Torah was waiting until Yetziat Mitzrayim. Why the Torah has to wait until Yetziat Mitzrayim? Why the Torah has to wait until we exile from Egypt and get out of the galut, get out of slavery? והיו לאומה שלמה בת 600,000 איש until we become 600,000 from 20 years and above. And then they ask everybody, are you ready to do this spiritual work? ואחרי שכל אחד ואחד מהאומה הסכים בכל אופן נפש לדבר ואמר נעשה ונשמע. Everybody is saying we will do, we will listen. What does that mean? אז נעשה הדבר הזה שהוא כללות התורה. אפשר לקיימה. Then because everybody agreed to do it together. Not that one person agreed, because in time of Abraham it was perfection. Yitzchak was even more perfection. Yaakov, woo! But we are talking about that God was waiting for a group of people to do it together. שיצא מגדר נמנעות ובא לגדר האפשרות. That what was prevent before, impossible before, now it's possible. כי זהו ודאי גמור עם 600,000 איש, מסתלקים מכל הסכם לצער עצמם. משהו בין הסכם לרחיים, רק לעבוד על המשמע, תמיד שלא עשה שום צורך לחבריהם. 600,000 people. That all care about one another. That was God was looking for to dwell the Torah on. God was looking for people that care about one another. In love the neighbor as themselves. ולא עוד אלה שיעסקו בזה באהבה עצומה. Not only you give your friend your sandwich or the bagel or paying the rent for them if they poor, or buying them clothes or socks or shoes, אני לא יודע, whatever it is. You're all day long על המשמר. You know what I mean על המשמר? You are like a guard to make sure that they're okay. And still, it's not enough. You don't do it as a responsibility. באהבה עצומה. You have to do the giant love, tremendous love. בכל דבר, with all your heart, ונפשם, with your soul. ככל גדרה של מצווה, ואהבת לרעך כמוך. Love the neighbor as thyself. אז ברור בלי שום ספק. Then it's known without a doubt. שאפס כל צורך מכל יחידים וחבר ומה לדאוג בה בשביל קיום עצמו. That nobody need to take care about themselves. 600,000 Jewish people that were in Mount Sinai don't need to take care of themselves. ונעשה משום זה פנוי לגמרי בשמירת קיומו עצמו. And you no longer take care of your own needs. יוכל לקיים ברכת מצוות שאהבת לרעך כמוך. And then you only practice love the neighbor as thyself between you and your friend. בכל אותם תנאים מבורים בעוד ג' וד'. כי איך ייפול לו איזה פחד כרגע לקיום עצמו. How can he even think about how to take care of himself? בשעה ש600,000 איש אוהבים נאמנים עובדים על המשמר. 600,000 people taking care of you. Your breakfast, 600,000 people. The water, listen, you're also part of it. You and another 599,000 taken care of another human being. עומדים על המשמר. אכן בהשגרתו שלא יחסר לו כלום מצרכיו, everybody is waiting to make sure you're okay. צריכה אחרי שכל חברי האומה הסכימו לדבר, when everybody agree, תכף ניתן להם התורה. Then the Torah was given to them. Why? Because the unity, because of love the neighbor as thyself. כי אתה, הם הנשאו מכשורים לקיימה. They're ready to make the Torah in the right way. אמנם מקודם שבאו ונתרבו לשיעור המשלמה, אין צריך לומר בזמן האבות, היו יחידים. In the time of אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, it was singular giant of Torah. לא הוכשרו באמת לקיים התורה לא פראי רצוי. It wasn't the way Hashem wanted the Torah to be operate. Hashem wants people to love each other when they doing the Torah. כמספר קטן של אנשים אי אפשר אפילו להתחיל בעניין עסק המצוות שבין אדם לחברו. If there is a small group of people, you cannot practice love the neighbor as thyself. כפי הקודם של אהבת לך כמוך, קבוע בג' וד'. That's why the Torah was not given to them. And I'm going to read the last part of Matan Torah now, Baruch Hashem, finishing it today, and then we start tomorrow בלי נדר in the next section. ובאמור נוכל להבין מאמר אחד מהיותר מתאים שבברך חז"ל, שכל ישראל ערבים זה לזה. How does that mean that everybody have to care about each other? שלכאורה הוא בלתי מוצג בתכלית, כי תכן אם מישהו חוטא או עבר עבירה מכעיס קונו, אין לו שום מקורות שחומו יגבר הקדוש ברוך הוא חובו ממני, ככתוב. How can it be that people are not spiritual, not into God, not to anything, they're my partner, we have to work together. לא יומתו אבות, איש בחטאו יומתו, ואיך יאמרו אשר אפילו הנוכרי, לי לגמרי שאני מכיר לא אותו ולא את בקורו, נמצאת ערב בחטאיו. You want to tell me that the worst person in the world, I'm in charge of what he did wrong, and he's part of what I did right. It's not fair. ואמרת לך כך רואה במסכת קידושים, דף מ' עמוד ב', you can see the Talmud קידושים, page 40, second page. אמר רבי אלעזר רבי שמעון נופל שהעולם נידון אחר רובו. רבי אלעזר, in the son of רבי שמעון, say the world is being judged by the majority. והיחיד נידון אחר רובו. And the single will judge about his most of his action. עשה מצווה אחת, he do one mitzvah, good that the whole world is becoming positive. Did one sin, the whole world becoming negative. So, והנה עשאוני רבי אלעזר ורבי שמעון, הרי גם בשביל העולם כולו. So רבי אלעזר is adding something very special. You're in charge of the whole world. If there is chaos in the world, if there is bad weather in New York right now, if there is war in Ukraine and Russia, what have we done? Not what Putin did, not what Zelensky did, not what the Palestinian and the Israeli did. What am I doing wrong? That I'm not loving enough. וכל יחיד במעשה יגרום זכות וחובה לכל העולם כולו, שהוא תמיע, על גבי תמיע. הוא לא נפיל דברים מובנים מוסכמים תכלית הפשטות. כדי הוכחת לעיניים של כל פרט מתארים מצוות שבתורה סביב על כותבה של המצווה האחת. Because everything depends on one mitzvah, my friend. Love the neighbor as thyself. And practice. You're not going to make it right away, but you practice. שלום, ודבר שכל זה אינו מגידו של קיום, זולת באומה שתבא שכל החברים מוכנים לדבר. You can't do that. You can't do that until everybody agreed to do it together as a community. You know, there is a community that I met the rabbi, then Rabbi Mordechai Scheinberger, if it's a community or a ganuz, I don't know how much, I didn't see the community yet, that they try to do this Raftach HaKamocha within the community. Hopefully we'll be able to build a community like this in New York, and I hope you join us. We are in the middle of building it, and we're going to do a lecture in less than 2 weeks, and everybody is welcome to come. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Till tomorrow.